archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. And I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say, when you find a donkey, ride it. Lose donkey. Man, come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand, but I can fix this. I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country. Ooh, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. I get everybody sell some every day. They're selling one island, they won't keep. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, yes. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha.
We know you're watching. We can feel you. We know that you are afraid. Afraid of us. You're afraid of change. You're afraid of what happens when the Bahamian people find out that you've lied to them. I'm going to hang up this phone, and we are going to tell them everything. We are going to tell them who they are and what you took from them. Change is not coming. Change is here.
fellow Bahamians, you have been lied to. You have been told that you are poor, that you have no wealth and no resources. You have been told that your natural resources are worth nothing. You've been told that even if you had natural resources that only the wealthy could afford to mine and process it. While you were struggling to survive, they were secretly shipping billions of tons of your natural resources out of the country. It's time to learn the truth. It's time to end this myth. There is a dangerous cohort called the oligarchs. They have been using your beloved politicians as puppets to do their bidding. To distract you with rallies, handouts and jobs while they ran off with your riches. So the question is, how do you get your resources out of the hands of the oligarchs and into the hands of the Bahamian people? It's easier than you think. Today, I have come as the bearer of good news. And that is that change is not coming, change is here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We always appreciate you being here on your Sunday. And I know this is a special Sunday for many of you because you want to watch men in tights running up and down, but we'll get through this as fast as we can, and then you can get to watching the men in tights and helmet. But ladies and gentlemen, this one is extremely, extremely important for the Bahamian people. So we couldn't wait to bring this out. Do your duty and like, tag, and share. Do your duty. We're going to be on here. We got the goods, ladies and gentlemen. We have the information that they've been hiding for so long. Use your @followers and @highlight to make sure that you get this message out to the Bahamian people. This one is going to be risky for me because we have been investigating what's going on in the country with the government and their spending for quite some time. It has been very disturbing to hear the government brag about how good the government is doing, how good the economy is doing, when we don't see that. We don't see that in our everyday lives. We would hear the Prime Minister and Chester Cooper especially touting how good everything is in the country. But then, we would get calls, because everyone calls on us to deal with their issues, but we would get calls from people working for government that they're not getting paid on time, or they're not getting their overtimes, or we see the government fighting with the unions because the people can't get their funds. Vendors are saying they're not being paid. People who did work for the government, even repairing homes, were not being paid. Police reservists not being paid. And so it didn't make sense that Chester Cooper and the Prime Minister is touting how good everything is going, but we're not seeing that on the ground. And it caused us to, especially after Chester Cooper did that idiotic statement in Grand Bahama recently at their geriatric youth conclave that was just for elderly people, apparently. When we saw him make that false statement, we had to go and dig a little deeper. And so we decided to release some of what we have. We actually have the actual government bank statements. We do. We have everything. What we are doing is what Michael Pintard should have been doing, subpoenaing these documents and seeing exactly what is going on. But he doesn't want to do his job. Why? Because the same thing this government is doing, that government was doing. So I'm going to start by showing you the government statements from when Pintard and Minnis and Dwayne Sands were in charge of the Consolidated Fund. I'm going to show you for the first time the Consolidated Fund and the state of it. Never before have they ever shown you the bank account. They will tell you, oh, the government made this revenue, this is what their expenditure is, but they would never show us the bank account. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you all better share this because this is a little bit more important than men in tights. So share this so that the people will know exactly what's going on in this country. And I'm going to start by making a declaration in this. Everything I'm saying is an assumption based on the documents that I'm seeing before me. Because the government refuses to give us a Freedom of Information Act, we have to make assumptions. We have to assume some things. We have to. We have, because they refuse to give us the information that we need to make a proper judgment, not just on who should run us, but on what's happening in this country. They want to lie to us. And so I couldn't believe my eyes when I was seeing what I was seeing. We literally have hundreds of thousands of documents in our hands. We haven't gone through all of them, but we have spread them to people in our organization for safekeeping and to others in case something happens to me, because I choose to be the Freedom of Information Act that the government refuses to be. But I saw where the government in their last budget declared that they had $30 million in loans projected for 2024, 2025. And they named those loans $32 million in loans. But when I looked and saw the amount of loans that we actually have for 2024, 2025, it makes me feel like they lied to us. It's clear that they lied to us, and we're going to go through each one of them, and we're going to show you this is what they said, this is what they actually did. This is serious, y'all. Take your time to share this. Even after this live is finished, make sure the Bahamian people knows what's going on in our country. This has never been done before. And of course, they're going to come after me. They're going to attack me. I'm going to stand out there and take the bullets because the Bahamian people need to know. What you do after that is solely up to you. I am invoking the Whistleblower Act, Section 47, in the releasing of these documents. The Whistleblower Act, for anyone watching this, says no person may be subject to any legal, administrative, or employment-related sanction. That's no person. Government can't touch you, regardless of any breach of a legal or employment-related obligation for releasing information on wrongdoing or that which would disclose a serious threat to health, safety, or the environment. We're releasing what we believe is wrongdoing. As long as he acted in good faith, we're acting in good faith. We're doing this because this is what we believe. We're doing this because we are an official opposition in this country, and we believe we have a duty to speak for the people. This is in purely good faith. We're not doing this to hurt the government. We do not want to hurt our country. Because if our country fails, we fail. If our country loses, we lose. We're doing this in pure good faith so that they can do better. Continue. And in the reasonable belief that the information was substantially true, we reasonably believe we can confirm that this is true because of where the information came from. We reasonably believe, and we can confirm, based on where the information came from, that this is legit information. It has your signatures. That the information is substantially true and disclosed evidence of wrongdoing or a serious threat to health, safety, or the environment. For the purpose of subsection 1, wrongdoing includes, but is not limited to, so it just includes this, but it's not limited to this, the commission of a criminal offense, failure to comply with a legal obligation. The opposition has been saying that the government has failed to follow procurement laws, etc. We're going to touch on that too. We believe that the government is not supposed to give loans that are risky. We're going to show you the loans that the government is giving to Bahamas Air. Yes, I said it. The government is giving loans to Bahamas Air, we believe, unlawfully. How many? And we don't see where they're collecting it back. Anyway, let me continue because we get into all that. Miscarriage of justice or corruption, dishonesty, or serious maladministration. We believe that the government has done wrongdoing. We believe that they're being dishonest with us. We believe that them saying the country is doing well is dishonesty, and we're releasing these documents because we believe that they've been dishonest to us. All right? And so we just want everyone to know that when we take over, we are ready from day one. We will be ready from day one to deal with this. We will be ready from day one. All right? So make sure you share this so that everyone knows what's going on. So, of course, okay, it's going to be full of police now and full of officials and everyone else. All right? And so y'all welcome, but let's do what we have to do. I'm going to start with, and there's so much, I don't even know where to really start, but I'm going to start with, because I don't want them to say, oh, this government is operating badly. Yes, the government is on life support, and they are making loans that will blow your mind. Over 500 loans I'm about to show you. Almost 500 loans. Some of these loans are petty loans for a few $1,000s. Why is the government borrowing $39,000 or $40,000 or $18,000 or don't hold me these numbers? I'm going to show you. Or $100 and something thousand. Why the government borrowing a few $100,000? Borrowing. I'm going to show you this. If a government is borrowing thousands of dollars, they need to shut it down. Either resign or give this country back to the Queen's son. Because y'all are failing. And y'all are lying. Y'all have been dishonest to us in your failings. And we are releasing these documents because we believe that you have been dishonest with the Bahamian people. You've lied to us. All right? And so we're going to fix that right now. Somebody's telling me that C. Allen Johnson is on here. I don't see him on here anywhere. Yeah, he has fake accounts too. But he wants the FNM to take this country back over. And so he has a job to do. He's trying to get paid. All right? Okay. So, all right. So we just blocked him from the stream, from commenting. So just let me know if y'all see him commenting again. We don't need political trolls who want this country to continue in darkness to be on here. All right? And so we have to stand up and fight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to risk everything. I'm going to release some documents to you that has never been seen before. All right? But I do this because I love my country. For no other reason. So I'm about to share with you. I'm going to take it back to September 2017 because I don't want people to say that, oh, Brave Davis them is doing bad, get rid of them and go back to pintard them. The government was really bad then too. All right? So make sure you're sitting down. So I'm going to take you to 2017 when Minister Cover, so you could see, well, he was in for a little while afterwards, all right? A little while before this. So let's go. I'm going to share my screen. Make sure you're sitting down. I'm not responsible for... Okay, give me 1 sec. Let me go back there. Make sure they can't see anything. Boom. Yeah, I got to be careful. I want them tracing nothing. You just wanted to make that screen untraceable just now. All right. Good. Boom. So make sure you share this because whenever we're talking about government, Facebook isn't allowed to share those things. So this is not going to be shared by Facebook at all. You have to physically share it, and only those who physically come to this are going to see it. All right, so make sure you do your part. Share this in your WhatsApp group and everything else when you get a chance. But here's a document that you've never seen. This is from the treasurer. That means exactly from the treasury of this country. to the Minister of Finance, the senior directors, and the fiscal advisors, the daily Treasury Department cash operations. So this is the daily cash operations of the Bahamas government as of 14 September 2017. I'm taking it back there. I'm going to come to 2025. I'm taking it back there so you can get a full idea of what's going on. All right. This is the daily cash operating and non-operating cash balances. All right. And so the government would have already reported, I guess, whatever that is they do with the little graphics and all that, but they never show you the accounts. Here are the accounts. All right. And you're all prepared to bail me out. So, Bahamian Dollar Consolidated Fund. Just going to show you how to read this. Bahamian Dollar Consolidated Fund. That's this line right here. All right. So the Bahamas government, it's a country now, in their Bahamian Dollar Consolidated Fund was operating at the 14th with $7 million. That's a country. If a country got $7 million in their Bahamian Dollar Consolidated Fund, that's what CONS stands for, I believe, they're in problems. All right? They had withdrawals of 8 million, but deposits of 7 million. All right? And their balance as of that date was $7 million. Y'all seeing this? Next, let me make sure I put this on my phone so I could make sure y'all are seeing this properly and how y'all are seeing it. I want to make sure that y'all can see this good. All right? Make sure y'all seeing this good. Dollar Consolidated Fund. All right. Okay. All right. A little small. Let me make it bigger and I'll just move it around because I want y'all to see this good. All right. $7 million is the bank balance. That's for the Bahamian Dollar Consolidated Fund. All right. As of the 14th of September. All right. 7 million. Now, the US Dollar Consolidated Fund was worth $509, had $509 in it as of the 14th of September 2017. So this was how Minister was running the country. All right. While they were also telling you that everything is going so good and they're doing good and the country is rebounding and everything else. All right. And remember, this is before Dorian, before the lockdowns. No excuse at this point. All right. Next, the Bahamian Dollar Deposit Fund, that had $62 million in it for a country that is broke. That may not even be enough to pay, your civil servants. I don't know. Again, we're not doing this to scare anyone, but this is what it is. The US Dollar Deposit Fund had $204,000 in it. All right. The Bahamian Dollar Deposit Fund for expenditure had $1.2 million. It's going to get serious. Stay tuned. All right. And all of this is RBC, apparently. Yeah, RBC. So the US Dollar Expenditure Fund had, I'm on this line here. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. The Bahamian Dollar Expenditure Fund, that's this one. That's what they do the expenditure from. That's what they do everything from. Negative $270 million. All right. Negative $270 million. You see? How is a country operating with negative $270 million in the negative? And so we found out that the government then, and even now, is on life support. The government is apparently running on from Royal Bank of Canada. And Royal Bank of Canada is receiving roughly $535,000 every single month just for the interest on his overdraft. Every month. We're going to show you that in writing. But $270 million in the negative. That's how the government was running on the minutes. All right. We go to the next line. U.S. dollar account expenditure, $380,000. Next line. Bahamas, the payroll account had $2.1 million on it. The whole government payroll account at RBC had $2.1 million on it. I don't know how they expected for you all to get paid. So the subtotal of all of that was negative. The government was running a subtotal of negative. Make sure that's right. Yes. $196 million, dollars. The government is running negative almost $200 million negative. All right? Negative $200 million almost. All right? And so let's keep going. So total RBC is negative $182 million in the red. And so they had another account for operating that had $21 million on it that was deposited on it. Social services account had $451,000. The deposit fund, negative $10.80. Hurricane relief loans, $296,000. They ain't do nothing with it. This one is BO. I guess this is BOB. Total BOB. Yes, this is BOB. All that what I was just saying is total BOB. So BOB, $22 million. All right. And total, let me see. The man operating account, almost 200,000. So BOB fixed deposits. They have some funds there. I'm just scrolling so you can see all of this and see what is what. All right. And so I'm scrolling and showing you the whole document. We got to skip through to get through to all these other documents. So I'm going to stop sharing screen in a second. All right. Because I want you to see this. So what you just saw was, remember, Minister and them had all this big talks and, we doing good and the country is better now and all this talks. But of course, the truth was, I just showed you at the time, they were operating in a deficit badly, $200 million, and they are still running that way. Let me show you some more documents. Just work with me. Just give me a sec. Let me see if I want to show you this one. Okay. And so Minister and them. So I have more documents from Minister and them. I won't waste time to show you them. I'll just leave that there. All right. I want to bring it closer to today. All right. Let's keep going. Because otherwise I'll be on them forever. Because Minister and them they were operating in a way that was shocking. All right. I'm just trying to, where are these other documents? All right. And so from then, they were, and that is why I actually have the documents for every month during Ministers' time. And I can see why Minister threw in the towel. He had no more ideas. He did not know what to do. They were in such fiscal trouble that he was like, boy, we have a bunch of debt that's coming due. I better break off running. I gone. And that's what he did. He threw in the towel. And And it continued. And so this crew is trying to make it seem like everything is okay, but everything is not okay. It's just that when a new government comes in, they're willing to give you some time because you're a new government. And of course, because of inflation, the government was collecting more money. That's the money they're bragging about. Because of inflation, they didn't have to raise taxes because inflation automatically raised taxes. All right. This is an old strategy that countries use when they want to collect more taxes. They do stuff to make there be inflation. And so if a carton of egg costs $1 and the tax is 10%, they get 10 cents. But if the carton of egg is $10, which is the way it is, they get $1 for every carton of egg. You see the difference? And so when you start seeing rental for $1,500 for one bedroom and everything is going expensive, the government wants it that way. They can find solutions, but they want to bring in more money, but they don't know that they're hurting themselves in the meantime. But that's a conversation for later. All right. So you just saw what you've never seen the government release before. That's the consolidated fund. That was from 2017. So we have for each month after that, but we only got 2 hours. All right. And we got a lot to talk about. And so I'm releasing that because I believe that at the time that government was lying to us about the fiscal position. And a lot of that information was released already. All right. And we don't have, and they promised us a Freedom of Information Act and they were lying to us. And we believe that that's why they were lying to us. They don't want us to see the truth. All right. So I'm about to share another document with you. This document is from the government. And this shows their loans position. First, I'm going to show you the budget and what they told us. This is from the present day government. All right. And we have the consolidated fund information and the bank account information for this government also. And if Pintard calls me, I'll give it to him. All right. I'll give him what I have. And so, Pintard, if you want it, you the PAC, do your job. All right. We're tired of doing your job for you. And we keep telling you that we don't want your job. We want you to do your job so we don't have to do this. But you are weak. And we are paying you for nothing. All right. So under the FNM, it was horrible. And that's why they threw in the towel. Now I'm about to show you something else. All right. About to show you something else. Y'all stay with me. Stay with me. All right. All right. What you're seeing now is the government's, this was their 2024, 2025 estimates of revenue and expenditure. This is what they released during their budget debate. All right. They released this. And so let me scroll all the way down to page, I think it's page 38. Scroll down to page 38 on this. Yeah, proceeds from borrowing. So this is the loans that they're saying that they got. All right. So it's shocking that, all right. For 2024, 2025, this is the loans that they said they were going to get for this year. The reason we're going to release the information we're going to release to you after this is because we believe that they were being dishonest to the Bahamian people. We genuinely believe that. All right. In good faith. And so look at the loans. So we're on this line right there. So 1, 2, 3. The fourth line is for 2024, 2025. The fourth line. All right. So stay with me. So in that line, let me make this as big as I can so y'all could see it good. All right. So now it'll be the last line. Y'all stay with me. Class is in session. All right. This ain't about entertainment. This is about your country. So airport infrastructure program, $5 million loan that they are getting for that. All right. Climate resilience coastal management and infrastructure program, $2 million they were getting for that. I showed you this document before and we went through this. Public financial management reform, $2 million. Remember, we're on this line, right? When we are on this line right here. All right. CDB, that's Caribbean Development Bank. And boy, they've been leaning on the Caribbean Development Bank. We have so much documents with them in Caribbean Development Bank. They borrow from them for every little thing. I think if Brave get hungry, he's going to borrow from them to get lunch. That's how it feels. The amount of money they get from this bank or loans, and sometimes petty loans. From that bank, what is this? Street lighting project. They said they wasn't getting nothing this year. So from that bank, nothing for that project. All right. Next line, $2.5 million government digital transformation. Next, Caribbean Development Bank, another zero. Okay, no money from Caribbean Development Bank. Y'all sure? Y'all sure. Okay, zero. All right. We can see in a minute. Reconstruction with resilience in the energy sector in the Bahamas, $10 million. All right. Credit enhancement program for small and medium size, $3.5 million. Another Caribbean Development Bank, zero. IDB health sector, zero. All right. Make sure you're telling the truth. AIDB, remember that AIDB, 2 million. Program to support health sector, 2 million. All right. Now, these other loans here, remember these US $200 million bond, sinking fund. All right. Look at these numbers, 200, 100, 750, because you can see these again in a minute. All right, 0. So the only loans they said it was getting was $32 million worth of loans. That's what they declared to the Bahamian public. You see the number right there? Let me blow that up for you. They said they was getting $32 million worth of loans. And how much loans was that? Let's take the time and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loans they were going to get this year. That's what they said. They were getting 9 loans this year. Remember that number. Someone type that in there. All right. And so 9 loans were $32 million. Now let's go to the real information. This is a document from the government. All right. From the government. This is their document. And so this document shows the actual loans that they got. All right. This is the actual loans. They actually got almost 500 loans. Just look at the lines. Let me go to the bottom. And so you see there's almost 500 loans that they got. All right. 500 loans right now in 2025 that we're part of, totaling $2.5 billion. Let me blow that up for you big, so you can see that. Sorry, $2.5 billion. That's this number right here. Sorry, $2.5 billion. All right. Now I'm going to take you back up so we could go through some of these. Now, there's a lot of stuff, but I want you to see some of these. We can try to go through some of this. $2.5 billion. Let me make that a little bigger for you. I'll make sure. Okay, you can't see it. Okay, I'm messing it up. All right, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. All right, I was trying to make it big, but that wasn't working out. I'm sorry. Oh my God, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. So let's go back to the top. All right, let's go back to the top. And let's look at some of these loans. I'm going to read it off for you as big as I can. Let's go back to the top. So let's see loans. As you can see, there's 2024, 2025, right here where I'm scrolling to the top. I'm so sorry if you can't see this good. All right. Now, so this actually over almost 500 loans that we have is less than 500. Now, let's look at the loans. This line right here is the amount. This line, the next one will be the interest, and how much the interest is, and then the fees, and then the total on the end. So work with me as we do this. So the principal amount. So they have a Blanco Santander IADB guaranteed loan, and that the total on that is $20 million. Now remember, they said they was getting zero for that. Yes, let's go back to the document. Let's go back. Where's that? IADP loan right here. they said they was taking zero. See the fourth line? IADB. Oh, no, that one, it was 2 million. Sorry about that. 2 million. Make sure we give right information. 2 million. It was actually 20 million. All right. So it wasn't 2 million. It was 20 million. All right. So you see it here. The principal, sorry, that was the interest they paid on it, 20 million, and the total is 20 million. All right. RBC overdraft interest is the first one, and it's the lowest one, I think. The interest right here, $342,411 for the month. So RBC got $342,000 in interest just for the overdraft that our government is getting from them. All right. Next, IDB loan. I thought I wasn't taking an IDB loan. Let's look at the amount. $442,000. You've got an IDB loan. That's line 6 right here. Let me blow this up for you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let me I wonder if I could highlight this. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, that line right there. I still can't see it. That's $442,000. Who borrows $442,000? Now, I'm not a financial expert. I don't really understand what I'm seeing. The interest on it is $42,000. So I guess the interest is 10%. And the total is $485 a day. Had $485,000 they had to pay. Which government borrows $442,000 from the IDB? If a government has to borrow $442,000, that's like a Junsa. I'm sorry I had to be so direct just now, but I can't find any other way to describe what I'm seeing. The next loan is the Commonwealth Development Bank. Remember they said 000. They was going to look like they was taking no money from Commonwealth Development Bank. Okay, they lied. And so right here, the principal is $147,000. Which government has to borrow $147,000? Here it is on this line here, on line 7. Which government has to borrow $147,000? Someone, anybody, make that make sense to me, please. All right? That makes 0 sense. If you got to borrow $447,000, you need to shut this country down. That don't make sense. The next line, another Commonwealth Development Bank loan for water and sewage. It's for water and sewage, and they still can't keep on. $499,000 they borrowed. $499,000. So the interest on the one we said before, $147,000, that was $25,000. So they paid $173,000. The interest on this one is $205,000. The interest, and the loan is $499,000. Okay. $499,000 they bought for water and sewage. Let me keep going. Another Commonwealth Development, Caribbean Development Bank loan for $92,000. All right? $92,000. These fellas are going everywhere begging, embarrassing this nation. Where is our pride? And even if these are drawdowns, this is still embarrassing. Next loan, same bank, $78,000. Man, listen, man, Brave and Chester, you're going to just give that to the government, man. Y'all making so much money right now. Y'all going to give that to the government. Y'all have to borrow $78,000? Seriously? I'm going to share this after the live. Another CDB bank, $1.5 million loan. Right? This probably was for the ambulances. I don't know. All right. But that's a $1.5 million loan, because that's roughly how much they borrowed for the ambulances. So I don't know for certain what that's for, but they paid $453,000 in interest, and total they paid was $216,000. All right, that's 2024, 2025, apparently. All right. And so the next loan, 1.5 million, then 1.2 million. I'm going to go a little faster. All right. More Commonwealth, Caribbean Development Bank loans. They're paying interest 1.2 and 600,000 over there. All they paying interest on everything, even when they don't got no principal. Bahamas government registered stock. So what this is that when the government needs money and they don't have a bank to really give them loans right away, what they do is they issue stocks. So that's like borrowing money from the people. So they will let you buy shares or what they call bonds or bills or whatever from the government, and then they'll pay you back with interest later. So that's how they borrow from the public, right? Or institutions or whoever wants to buy their bonds. So that's what they call it. So this is borrowing. So the first one, they did seven. Jesus. Let me make sure this. RBC Capital Works. Let me get to that first. RBC Capital Works. So I don't know what this Capital Works is, but 78,000. Maybe they borrowed money to pay a crony for a contract. But if they borrowing from RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, for Capital Works, the government is in trouble, y'all. All right. Next, the Treasury stock, they have interest. They got to pay 2.5 million on that. Then on the Treasury, next Treasury stock, $5 million they owe on that. Then another one Treasury stock was for 500,000. Wow, this really street hobo level. Another IADB, performance monitoring and PMF reform loan, $366,000. Man, brave. Y'all might as well let them keep that, man. All right. Someone says, tell the BAM people this is our bill that we have to pay. Yes, we're going to have to pay all of these loans. All right. All of these loans. Another for the same institution, $286,000. Who was borrowing $286,000? All right. Again, this is a government document that I'm looking at. All right. A government document. All right. And then a bunch of interest they got to pay for all these other institutions, these treasury, all this stuff that come due. All of these over here, 2 million, 1 million, 1 million, 2 million, all these over here. All right. I'll skip through some of them. All right. Let me keep going. Interest on, oh God. Let me see here. 9 million. So these are some bigger ones. 10 million for this one, 9 million, 6 million, 3 million, 20 million over here, 5 million, 10 million. Another US $750 million bond. They had zero on that. Remember that? They had zero on that on the other document. $750 million bond. That's this right here. 3.3 million. All right. And that's a total of 83 million just for that section right there. All right. And so it's a total of 83 million just for that section right there. Total of 69 million in interest. And a total of 153 million just for that section right there. $153 million just for those things I just showed you. Let's keep going because you need to see this. All right. Make sure your children see this too, because this is what they got to pay. This, your children, they got to find a new tax. This is how they had to find a new tax in VAT for us, because our parents didn't fight Ingram and them. Our parents didn't fight. When they used to say, oh, all this borrowing Ingram doing, your children have to pay for it. And our parents didn't fight them. Now we got to pay. And our children is going to have income tax and every other tax to be able to pay for this nonsense. So here we go. RBC overdraft interest, July 2024. RBC. And so the interest is a little low here, is 237,000. Good. Well, I mean, that's not good. They shouldn't be in any overdraft. And that's because the government is living in overdraft. They are living off of overdraft from RBC. That's how they are operating. All right. Treasury stock, IMF loan, the interest on that, 1.9 million. Credit Suisse, yes, they are getting loans from all over the place. And I have the actual documents, the loan documents, the contract. I have everything on all of these, all of the email chains. We have everything. All right. So just because I have to go fast, otherwise I'll share a lot of that. Credit Suisse, $13 million. I mean, they everywhere borrowing everything. Another one, RBC Capital Works loan. Another one, $80,000. $80,000. RBC, Royal Bank Canada Capital Works loan. All right. The interest on that is $9,900. All right. So the total is $90,100. All right. Let's keep going. RFIB, just interest, $15,000. The next line, interest, $90,000. I'll skip over some of that. Treasury stock, a bunch of interest. All right, I'm skipping over some of these. There's another loan here. Trade sector, $417,000 loan. I mean, this is disgraceful. Credit Suisse, another $8.9 million loan. Deutsche Bank, $1.2 million. I have all the documents for Deutsche Bank. $3.7 million. Treasury, let me skip down. Provisions for new borrowing, $2.5 million. Another US $750 million bond that they said would be zero. Another $3.3 million. That's just a principal. All right. So rural energy project. Look here, they got money for on our behalf for rural energy project. All right, a rural energy project, $15,000. IMF RFI loan. IMF, I guess refinance loan, refi loans, $33 million. Goldman Sachs, man, they get so much money from Goldman Sachs, it'll blow your mind. We have the documents. RBC overdraft interest again. There it is, $535,000, and it stays to that moving forward. $535,000 RBC. That's just the interest on the overdraft the government have with RBC. All right. Another stock, treasury stock, $15 million. More treasury stock. RBC Capital Works again, $79,000. What is that? What is that? It's 70 something, then it's 80, then it's 79. It keeps around here. So we gotta know what this is. So I'm gonna skip over some of these because they're just interest for these ones. Deutsche Bank, $43 million, then $1.2 million. These people are borrowing like drunken sailors. All right, $1.7 million. Export-Import Bank of China. You go on to the Export-Import Bank of China. For, what is this? $1.7 million. North Abaco Port and Abaco Bridge. They borrowed $1.2 million. I mean, come on, man. Do we not have pride? North Abaco Port / Abaco Bridge, it says $1.2 million. Jesus, my Lord. Deutsche Bank, $4.7 million. Another one, treasury stock, $15 million. Another $3.3 million for this 750. Let's go. BHA loan. Oh, Commonwealth Development Bank again. $147,000 they borrowed from the Commonwealth Development Bank. Jesus. Water and sewage again from Commonwealth Development Bank. Another $499,000. Oh boy. It wasn't for Commonwealth Development. Sorry, not Commonwealth. Caribbean Development Bank. We wouldn't have water, I guess. So another one for $92,000. Another one for $78,000. Jesus. 1.5 million. That's another one. 1.2 million again. These bunch of, oh, Jesus. I can't believe. RBC Capital Works again. $80,000. Can they please explain that's what that is for? IADB, $1.4 million. Oh God. I mean, if you keep going through this, I'm only is about 500. I'm only on 156 right now. And so there's a bunch of loans here. Let's keep scrolling so you just could get a see, and you can pause as you go when you come back to look at this. But this is shameful. Clifton Heritage, $20 million. Oh my God. Sorry, wrong line. Sorry. Oh, yeah, wrong line. I'm so sorry. Bahamas Government Register stock is $20 million. Sorry about that. Clifton Heritage, $588 $1,000 in interest. All right, interest payment. Let me keep going. Interest, Jesus. World Bank. They got $100 million from World Bank. They paying $3.3 million in, what do you call it, in interest. All right. RBC overdraft again. Let's see what that is. Let's see. Let's see. $323,000. I mean, every month. Every month. Yeah, RBC is doing well, man. I'm so happy for them. The country's doing bad. Goldman Sachs, we got plenty stuff with Goldman Sachs. Just interest they're paying them. Deutsche Bank, let me skip through. Registered stock. Let me keep going. All right, just want you to see this. Capital Works again is 81,000 this time, y'all. And so water and sewage again, 550,000 this time, a loan for water and sewage. Another one for $147,000 for something else, BHA. Another loan for $98,000. Another one for $319,000. Another loan said policy-based loan for $1.5 million. And then second programmatic loan, $1.2 million. Jesus. I am embarrassed to be Bahamian. IDB loan for $442,000, y'all. IDB loan, $442,000. Jesus. If this is how we operate, we should just give the country back, man. We can't keep doing this. Our children can't take this, man. You got to take this country away from them. Another Capital Works loan for $81,000. Oh, man. A Million Club loan, $3.7 million. Jesus. Oh, Lord, my country. So that's another total in this section of $140 million. I'm just going to release this document, and y'all could go and browse this and look through this. But more RVC overdraft. That's $535,000 again. Jesus. Lord help us. We in trouble. Oh, they got another loan. Okay. Energy loan, $14,741. Oh my God. Goldman Sachs, $20 million. IMF refinance, $30 million. Oh God. Deutsche Bank, $42 million. Then these bunch of 1.2. They borrow what? What is this? The Import-Export Bank of China. Container scanners loan. So they gave us a loan to buy a container scanner for $166,000. You mean to tell me China couldn't donate that? They gave us a loan for container scanners. They got a container scanner, apparently, based on what I'm seeing here. I don't know that. But they got container scanner loan here for $166,000. Seriously? Wow. This is crazy. From China. Thanks, China. Another one from China for 1.8 million, 1.2 million. These loans are adding up. Not 86 million, 15 million. Another RBC Capital Works loan, 81,000. Oh, no, man. And I'm skipping over. Another water and sewage for 550,000. And another, oh my God. I can't keep reading this. I'm almost to the end of this. And I just wanted you to see that, to hear this. Another $250,000 loan. And so another $119,000 loan. Oh God. These fellas. I mean, and they patting themselves in the back, and they are so proud of themselves, and the country is booming. If the country booming, why are you borrowing $107,000, man? $166,000 for a container scanner. The country doing good. Say resilient coastal management loan, $156,000. Man, this government good, eh? $156,806.50. They borrow for RBDF Atradius loan, Deutsche Bank, RB Royal Bahamas Defense Force Atradius loan, 1.2 million. Clifton Heritage, 1.1 million. Oh boy. I'm going through this because I want y'all to see the situation our country is in. And y'all do what y'all want with this information. Y'all have fun, man. But we are going to release our plan, our Vision 2030, on the 1st of March. Make sure you're there. Make sure you bring all your family and friends. We're going to be at the Fusion Superplex at 7 p.m. Make sure you are there. Let's have a real vision for this country that could get us out of this, man, because this ain't making no sense. Another IADB air transport reform loan, $583,000. $583,000. RBC Capital Works loan again, $81,000. Jesus. I don't know. And so the total in that section is $407,000. Fees. In fees, they paid $12 million just in fees. In hedging expenditure, they paid $8 million. And they paid a grand total of $2.5 billion. Man, I can't take no more of this. My country, eh? And so I want to show you another trick that they are playing. Let me just pull that up for y'all. I want to show you another trick that they are playing on the Bahamian people. All right. Jesus. Another trick they're playing on the Bahamian people is it's not really a trick, but what they are doing is they are buying U.S. Treasury bonds. So remember what a bond is. So in treasuries, there are three types. All right. There's bills, there's notes, and then there's bonds. All right. Bills is short term, notes is medium term, bonds is long term. All right. So anyone who knows financing would know what I'm saying to you. And so what they're doing is buying these treasuries, bills, notes, and bonds. And so they are spending big money on a treasury. So this example, they spent 40 something million dollars on a treasury. And with that treasury, when the U.S. government pays you back at a certain time, they would pay you back with interest, and it's secure money. So what they're doing is they buy the treasury, and then they get a loan on the treasury. So they spend money with Goldman Sachs to buy the treasury. All right. And then they have what they call a margin or a repo loan on the difference between what they get back in the end and what they paid. So that little bit might be maybe $5 million. All right. Based on the interest, how much ever the interest is on it. And so what they do is they get a loan on it for that $5 million. All right. Because that's what they're going to get back. And they're going to get that back with the $5 million. That's what they're going to make on it. So they get a loan on that. So they're spending, and of course, I'm not a financial expert. And so we just need the government to explain this so that layman Bahamians like me don't get it wrong. But they're spending a bunch of money with a company, all right, and getting margin loans on the difference. But you spending $40 million to get a couple $1 million. This just numbers I call it, right? You might as well just invest that $40 million. Why not just invest that and make some money off of that? Multiply that, flip that, get some real investors who could maybe get you that same $5 million in a couple of days from investing that. That's ludicrous. But let me show you that in writing. And I have all the email threads. I'm not going to show you it. And I'm going to show you screenshots from it. Let's look at, see what the government is doing. They're so desperate because remember the IMF and the IDB told them, listen, y'all in capping out, y'all, we tired of y'all. And then they even caused the central bank to have to say, listen, because they was borrowing so much money from the central bank. I have proof of that too, that I may show in a second. They've been borrowing so much from the central bank, is mind-blowing. All right? And Pintard was talking about it, but he did nothing about it. He said, oh, the government is illegally borrowing from the central bank. But what did he do? All he had to do was file a judicial review. And if they are borrowing illegally from the central bank, just do something. Make the court stop them. But Pintard doesn't know what he's doing. All right? And so that's why this government is getting away with what they're getting away with. And also, I'm going to show you how they are giving loans to Bahamas Air, and how that's actually that's I think that's illegal. All right. So I'm going to show you first all the loans that they have from Goldman Sachs. All right, all the loans they have from Goldman Sachs. So let me show you this first. This is Goldman Sachs, the situation there. All right. And again, I don't fully understand this. I'll be honest with you. So the government can come in and explain this if they want to, or the news can come and ask for the documents. I'll send it to them. And then they can question the politicians, but we know that ain't happen. So here's a document. All right. And this is from their emails. So where you see it says ISIN, that's the Treasury bond that they got. All right. The notional is the amount, all right, that they'll be dealing with. The loan is what they get, the price. So if you see, let's, for example, 97.765%, that means that for every $1,000 they spend, sorry, for every $1,000, they're going to pay 997. All right. Sorry, 970 something. All right. For that. That's the price. All right. So if you look at this document carefully, I'm trying to see it, because I have some icons that is over my document. I'm trying to remove them. All right. So if you look at this document carefully, they got a loan for this first bond for $1.3 million based on that, on the margin. That's the margin loan. And again, we want them to let their experts explain this. All right. So the margin seems to be 1.3 million. So they got a $1.3 million loan there. Then another $169,000 loan there. Like, they just scraping at the bottom of the barrel. Another 204. Did I say million? I meant thousand. $169,000 loan. Another $204,000 loan on the next one. Another $1,000 loan on the next one. Another another $2.6 million loan on the next one. Another $402,000 on the next security. Another $3.6 million. That's big. Sorry, not 3.6. $36 million on the next one. All right. And then another $43,000 loan. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. All right. Oh my God. So that's what the loan seemed to be attached to this. And so based on that, they have a payment schedule. They have a payment schedule. This is the payment schedule. Man, I have so much to show on that, but I gotta have to breeze over this. So they're supposed to pay on March 2nd, 2023. This up to March 2nd, 2024. All right. So I'm just showing you from those periods. Their first, and they're supposed to pay here the principal amortization of $41,000 as a principal, and $3.3 million, which is the interest. You see it on the top. So they're supposed to pay a total of $44.6 million. That was due March 1st, all right, 2023. And so That's it. Sorry, March 2nd, 2023. Then June 2nd, they had to pay that again. Then September 1st and December 2nd. So every few months, they had to pay this money. All right. So March to June, what is that? 3 months? March, April, May, June. Every 3 months. Then June, then 3 months after that, they had to pay. Every 3 months, they were paying $41 million. This is how they are living. All right. This is how they're living. This is one of the ways, and ain't nothing wrong with this. That's a way to scrape money from wherever you can scrape it from. There's nothing wrong with that. But tell us that. Tell us that this is what you're doing. Don't lie to us and say everything is going good. All right? That's the problem. And so this is a document where they were demanding payment from the government and what needed to be paid. All right? So this is a document. So in total, they did like $206 million, $206.4 million like this. There it is, $206.4 million. All right? Just like that. That's ridiculous. We need a new government. All right? We need a new government. And so the government also was doing a lot of things with reference to Bahamas Air. And this is another thing. If the government is doing so bad, why is the government not making Bahamas Air become more efficient? Why is the government pumping millions of dollars into Bahamas Air? But I don't mind you donating it. If you say that that's a flag carrier, but why are you lending money to Bahamas Air? The government has been loaning money to Bahamas Air. That's curious. That's very curious. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. Yep, got it right here. All right. So we feel that the government is doing wrong to the Bahamian people by loaning money to Bahamas Air. Why are they loaning money to Bahamas Air? Let me show you some stuff. All right, pull this up here. All right, so this right here is a document from the Public Treasury of the Bahamas. All right, it's a document from the Public Treasury. All right, Public Treasury Department. So this May 3rd, 2024. It is, dear sir, madam, please accept this letter as your authority to debit our Bahamian dollar expenditure account number, whatever, with the sum of $1 million, a transfer of the value of on this date, the same date, to Royal Bank of Canada account number so and so, branch airport branch of I guess Royal Bank, for credit to Bahamas Air Holdings. All right. For credit to Bahamas Air Holdings. There's a document that shows that this was in reference to a loan. All right. There's a document that shows that this is in reference to a loan. I'm sorry, I'm shuffling through this. I didn't even want y'all to see these. But the government is doing this, right? And this is in reference to a $3.5 million loan. I also have that document here somewhere, all right? But I'll skip through it for time. But this is in reference to a $3.5 million loan, and they were drawing down on it, and that's where this comes from. Now, my problem with that is this. They are not supposed to And I could pull up the document that says it's a loan, right? And if y'all want me to, because I want to open the phone lines too. Now, here's the problem. The government, when they are, this is what the law says about the government. So it starts by saying that, and this is the Public Debt Management Act, restrictions on lending, save as expressly authorized by this act or any other enactment, the government shall not lend money to any person or organization, whether in the Bahamas or elsewhere, or to a foreign government. All right. Now it gives reasons that the government can lend. After this, I just started with this, and then it gives reasons the government or situations where the government can lend, but it has stipulations. And let me show you the stipulations. Here it is. Responsibility of the minister in relation to lending. In relation to lending under this part, the minister shall, sorry, I can't see the rest of it. He shall ensure the following, all right, is made for the purpose and, is made for the purpose and with the aggregate limit approved by the cabinet, all right, is made after assessing the level of risk involved in lending and the borrower's ability to repay the loan. All right, that's an important one. It says included in the annual budget. You have to make sure it is included in the annual budget and is reported in the financial statements of the government. So they have to make sure it's reported. So I don't know if you all saw this. I didn't see it. I don't mean it wasn't there. I don't know if they reported this to y'all, and this should be clear to us. But number 2 says is made after assessing the level of risk involved in lending and the borrower's ability to repay that loan. All right. Have you all ever heard of Bahamas Air paying back a loan to the government? And so if Bahamas Air is not able to pay back a loan, then the government giving them a loan is illegal because there's restriction that was put on this. So if you know that they can't pay this back, you can't lend our money to them. I wanted to show you all the government's account just now that shows balances that is sickening and disturbing. But I'm gonna move to opening the phone lines as I continue to talk, so that y'all could chime in. And just make sure I get y'all in this conversation because we didn't go on an hour. So the number is 8035995. The lines is open. Make sure these phones are up. 8035995. You can regular call or you can WhatsApp call. That's the 2 ways you can get in. Regular call or WhatsApp call. All right, lines are open. Y'all call me. What y'all think about the stuff y'all seeing, man? Is this acceptable for us to be living this way? I'm starting ringing right away. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good night, my president. How are you today?
I'm good. How you doing?
All I can say is wow.
I haven't even showed y'all 1% of 1% of what I've seen.
Oh my God. Bahamians, we are finished. We are, oh my God, 2-point-something billion in loans? Oh
The
my
government
God.
is living off of overdraft from the Royal Bank of Canada, allegedly. And you can see it by all of the overdraft, of course, the overdraft interest payments they have to make. It is sickening to see this.
It is, because with this amount of debt that they're putting us in, That's debt for 4 generations.
Yes.
Bahamians, my dear, y'all have to wake up. We have to shut this country down because it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This prime minister do not care, and he's showing it every day by his prejudice towards the Bahamian people to another culture and another nation.
Yeah.
So if we have all this natural resources with value, our carbon credits value $1.156 billion. So why y'all have a debt of $2.5 billion and we could be collecting that annually? How?
Yeah, it's sad.
Y'all y'all wake up because this 4 generation to come, this surpass us.
Yeah.
Boy,
I'm gonna show you.
Anyway,
all right. Thanks for your call. Thanks for your call.
All right.
I'm showing everyone now this is another one. This is from the public treasury. All right. This is a letter to the manager of Bank of the Bahamas. Yeah, sir, madam. Hold the line one sec, caller. I'll get to you right now. There, sir, madam. This is reference to the club loan, $190 million club loan. All right. What the club loan look like? A club loan is where you get a bunch of money from all kind of banks. Right. Hold the line, caller. Hold on one sec. And so this club loan was for Hurricane Dorian. All right. This was for Hurricane Dorian. So this is reference to 2324 if you're keeping up. And it says, please accept this letter as your authority to debit operating account number so-and-so, valued July 28, 2022. All right. So this is in brief time. And transfer funds due in initiating below. CMN, the principal of $359,000, interest $127,000, total of $484,000. So that was $357 to that bank. Fidelity, $535,000. Hold the line, caller. You're calling number 2. Hold the line. And so BOB, $535,725 again. RBC, 3.5 million, and BNS, $1.5 million. And so this is them telling them to pay out all this. Everything is loans. Where are they going with $357,000 loan, man? Anyway, let's go to lines. Caller number 1, you're live. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. President.
How you doing, man?
All right, I always was trying to figure out how come Royal Bank / RBC Finco have so much power over the Bahamian people.
Yes.
Now I see the PLP and the FNM is a part of / allegedly.
Yes.
And that's why the Bahamian people is in so much turmoil, including me and thousands of other Bahamians, because allegedly the PLP and the FNM is in bed with Royal Bank / RBC Bahamas.
Mm-hmm. So if the bank do something to you, the government can't enforce nothing against them, like how they do in the U.S. Because the MPs got loans with them, and the government got loans with them.
Mr. Bain, I see why I've been fighting this particular institution for the last 14 plus years, and I cannot get it resolved. And every time I deal with them, everything goes back to RBC Caribbean, and they has no paper trail in the Bahamas, and the people inside the bank, all they doing is turning you on, and RBC / Caribbean continues to call you for a loan that you already paid off for. But I want to say thank you for your endeavor and all the best to you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, man. We go to caller number two. I can show you all the government did some renovations to their consulate or something like that. Let me see what this is. Though the chancery in London. I don't remember them reporting that. Did you all hear them reporting that? They either borrowed or sent some money for that. Let's go to the next caller first. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hello, Lincoln.
Yeah, how you doing?
Thank you so much for taking my call. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm sitting here in Florida wondering how is it that we're doing flights to Montego Bay. I know that Bahamas Air has been a losing entity for its entire existence. Last I heard, we were pumping about $25 million a year into Bahamas Air. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
And
Hold
so
the line,
now
Cody, next.
Now it all makes sense. The government is using Bahamas Air to bring more people in because they get departure tax, they get to sell work permits, etc. And that's how they're helping to keep the country afloat. We're wondering why is it that they're bringing in so many people, knowing that we are stretched and knowing that we've been overrun. They can't be bothered with that. They need to bring money in. And so they're using Bahamas Air to bring in people from Haiti and from Jamaica because this is how they're raising money to run the government. And it all makes sense. Thanks to you for sharing this information because now I don't need to scratch my head wondering if these guys are nuts. But what's more embarrassing is the people that run Bahamas Air. They're on the news saying how exciting it is. We're doing our first inaugural flight to Mo Bay, like this is some big deal. It's everybody seem to be complicit in this scheme.
Yeah.
These people know that Bahamas Air is a losing, doesn't make a profit. What do you mean going to fly to Haiti and Jamaica? They are all aware of what's going on. The grassroots, who are the majority, the 80% of the country, need to understand that the 20% of Bahamians who are living on the hog, they're all complicit with the government, the POP and the FNM. They know what's going on. These people aren't stupid. Their bread is being buttered, and they just don't care that the 80% of us have to live in a country that's been overrun by foreigners, making us feel estranged in our own land. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's really very shocking. And now we know it's too bad that we don't have the courage to march on Bahamas Air and the government and shut this thing down because we're about to self-destruct.
Yeah.
There's no other way to look at it. We're just the government doesn't care that what's happening. All they're trying to do is bring money in by any means necessary. And they because of mismanagement, we're in this state because of cronyism, nepotism, etc. We're in this state, and again, the 20%, they're comfortable.
Yep.
All they're living out east and out west, and they don't have to deal with what we're dealing with in the center of the country, and so they don't really care. So thank you for sharing this information.
Thank you too, man.
For educating the Bahamian people, and I wish COI the very best.
All right. So I'm going to take this out of color. Then I'm going to show you the document that shows that this Bahamas Air is getting loans from the government. Why a loan? If you're saying, you just want to give them money, just give them money. But why are you categorizing it as a loan? Because what happens is when they give the money to them as a loan, they can now do some accounting, some funny accounting to make that their accounts receivable, which is an asset. All right. And so even though they may give $3.5 million to Bahamas Air, if Bahamas Air still owes that to them, then that could still be on the government's book as an asset, so they don't look as bad. So even though they might, for the whole year, give Bahamas Air $30 million, if they put it as a loan, it's not money that just went out. It's actually it could be on the books as an asset So you put it as a loan so you could cook the books and make the government look better than they are. This is my analysis based on what I'm seeing. Let me take this next caller and I'm going to show it to you. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Bain.
How you doing?
I'm well, thanks. A little disturbed because this is alarming.
Wow.
This is quite alarming. Oh boy. I read something this week and I thought it was too far-fetched to be possible, but after listening to you tonight, I think anything possible now because what I read was that our government was allegedly in meetings for the last year with the Chinese government, and they are planning to turn most of our national products over to the Chinese for them to pay off our national debt of $10 billion. And I said that was too far-fetched, man. I said this cannot be real. It cannot be real that they would turn our police department, the airport, our port of entries and everything over to the Chinese government to run in lieu of paying off our $10 billion. I found that so alarming, but now after listening to you tonight with the financial state we are in, like anything is possible.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite alarming, Mr. Bain, seriously.
You can't put anything past this government. See,
you borrowed 100 and some thousand and 89,000 and 70 some thousand. That's alarming that the government is to that extent all around the world borrowing money and they're proud of it.
Man, if I show you the amount of banks, and I have the actual document, I just didn't have time. We only got 2 hours. You know, because I can't see. I still got to do this moving forward in the future because what I've seen is ridiculous. But you got to remember the previous PLP administration with Brave Davis there. I mean, they gave the whole of the north of the island away basically to Bahama. The prime minister gave his office away, and he also gave his house away. And Ingram had to come back after him and save his house. Because he accidentally gave away his own house.
And another thing I wanted to just say to you, you were saying that if you become government, if COI become government, each Bahamian should be entitled to 1 acre of property, and that's doable because I remember at one point Perry Christie, the Honorable Perry Christie, gave a group down in Makewana 500,000 acres on one shot.
Yes.
You know, and only but 200,000 Bahamian people.
There's 200,000 Bahamian adults. Only the adults will get it.
So why is it impossible that each Bahamian receive an acre of Crown land?
It is possible, but remember the FNM and PLP makes money from taking the Crown land, giving it to our homes, etc., and putting a house with it and selling it. That's how they make money. So they make money of the Crown land. They hold on to it, so you can't get it. So you got to buy it from them. Then they have you celebrating them. Because they use your land to build a house.
Well, Mr. Bain, I just cover you in the blood of Jesus for the backlash because this is alarming with these figures. What you revealed tonight is quite alarming. And I pray that the media, you know, pick it up and run with it. But like you said, it's highly unlikely. But this is alarming, man.
Yeah, it's sickening.
Yes, sir. So
thanks for your call.
All right. Thank you for your work you're doing.
Thank you, man. And so I'm going to share a screen again for you. So in the public interest, I'm sharing this email. This is from Barbara Zonical of the Treasury Department and the Bahamas government to Tonya Ferguson from, I guess, Ministry of Finance, Ruby Ann Smith for Treasury, Gia Cartwright. And so I'm sharing this document. Is Wednesday, May 1st, 2024 at 4:06 p.m. Short-term loan to Bahamas Air Holdings. Short-term loan to Bahamas Air Holdings. All right? Why are they giving loan that is risky? That breaks the law as it relates to the management, the loan act. And so why are you doing that? And so here, it says, good afternoon, Ms. Ferguson. Well, let's just start from the bottom because that's how the chains work. The chain of the email works. All right, let me start from the bottom. All right, so this is April 15th. So this is where the email started. This is from Barbara Zonical to Tanya Ferguson. CC Simon Wilson. and Gia Cartwright, and Bahamas Air Holdings. It says, "Good day, Madam Treasurer." Madam Treasurer, that's, I guess, Barbara Zonigal, the Treasurer of the country. I am directed to request the disbursement of $3.5 million to Bahamas Air Holdings short-term loan between the government of the Bahamas and Bahamas Air Holdings. The signed letter is attached from Bahamas Air Holdings Limited. I am further directed to request $1 million be disbursed to Bahamas Air Holdings by April 18th, 2024 to facilitate payment for engine repair for the planes. They gotta borrow money to repair an engine? Jesus. Let me see what the response was. From Barbara to Tanya again. Good day, Madam Treasurer. I am directed to request the amount of $2.5 million be disbursed to Bahamas Air Holdings. This is the remaining balance of the $3.5 million short-term loan. You see it? And then this is from Barbara Zonigal to Tanya Ferguson again. Good afternoon, Ms. Ferguson. The caption refers, we spoke. The plan to process two payments of $1 million for Friday the 3rd of May and the other next week. Seems she had to kind of run it down for this. This is what it is. And my Lord. So this is the state of the nation at this time. And again, I showed that in good faith. No one and bad up with the Bahamas Air. We want to make Bahamas Air great. We really want to go and get our tourists. And you're going to hear our plans on the 1st. But we want to go and get our plans. Get our tourists and bring them to the Bahamas. That's what Dubai did. They did an airline. They said, well, if we want flights, we can't depend on any other country. We have to do it ourselves. We have to go out there and get our tourists and bring them back. All right. So, it's as simple as that. So, I have so much I wanted y'all to see. The line is open. Let me see. Yeah, the line is open. Y'all can call in 803-5995. I see over 1,500 of y'all on here. So y'all can call in 803-5995. That's the number. What do you think about these stuff that I've shown you so far? There's so much more, but I have to leave it at that. When I started to look and see Brave Davis' signature on these documents, and, as I watched it, at first I started to get angry, and then I started to get sad at seeing some of this stuff, at seeing the money being drawn down from our accounts, at seeing that. And then thinking that our children have to pay for that. Why is the government borrowing? There's another transaction here for renovation for the Chancery. This was in 2024. This is either November or it has 9/11/2024. So I assume that's if it's Bahamas, it should be the 9th of November, but it could be the other way around. Good afternoon, caller. You live.
Hey, good night, Mr. Ben. How you doing?
I'm awesome, man.
All the best, man. God bless you.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Lincoln. Clint's supposed to be our friend, man. You think he can put this on his screen?
If he can do what?
Put all his documents on his show.
Boy, I don't know. I can't speak for him.
Boy, I mean, he's supposed to be our friend, man. This need to be. People need to know this, man. Very little people know this, man.
Yeah, and there's so much more I want to show, but I don't really have the time to show it. But yeah, you're right. The people need to see this.
Keep it up and try to stay safe, man, because this is sick, man. I may be in trouble, man. Be in plenty of trouble, too. Huh?
Yeah.
Anyhow, keep up the good work, man. Have a good night.
All right.
Stay safe.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right.
Good evening, caller. You live. Caller, you live. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead, caller. So don't listen to your TV. Just listen to the phone, okay? Because the TV has a lag. Don't listen to the TV. Just listen to your phone. The TV has a lag, okay? Listen to your phone.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I can speak now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. I've noticed that water and sewerage, the GM has suggested that 90% of the private wells in New Providence are contaminated. I'd like to shoot them from. Or they're just trying to get everybody to tie into water and sewerage so they could just tax us to death.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Remember, I think it was the IDB had said that to recommend the government to tax persons who use a well. And so they're trying to find ways to tax everything. Now they want to tax water. And so whenever you want to do stuff, it is you scare people. Like when they cut down all those good cascade trees, they started vilifying them, saying that they were invasive, so they could cut them down. Of course, they went straight to making coal to be shipped out to Haiti. But those trees we grew up, driving past, that gave us shade on the beaches. They vilify them, and whenever they want to do something, they vilify the thing. When they wanted to get rid of plastic bags in the food store, they started to vilify it, and they'll show pictures of a turtle or something in a plastic bag in the ocean. A rare occurrence, but this is the kind of thing that they would do. They would scare you and vilify the thing. So they feel it's better to cut down trees and go back to paper bags than to use plastic bags as made from oil. But anyway, that's what they do. And so that's what they're doing in this case too.
Okay, thank you. Because there's no way they could have checked out so many wells in this.
They didn't.
On this island.
They didn't. They didn't check any. But I can't say any, but they didn't do it. All right. Okay. Thanks, man.
That's all.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, as we promised, we're going to reveal some of these FNM candidates, and then we'll come back to that. I still got some more documents to show you all if we have time. The FNM is recruiting persons, and the reason I'm showing you the names of these people who have applied to the FNM is that because the country suffered greatly under the FNM. The suffering that we suffered under the FNM was mind-blowing, and it wasn't just the lockdowns. It was from the hurricane relief. And again, I have all of the documents. I have all of the minutes documents and the skullduggery they did. We could get to that. Pintadami and getaway. I have all the documents to show what they did. All right. They borrowed for hurricane relief, and we didn't see it. They took NIB for hurricane relief and gave it to the oligarchs. All right. They hid all of the donations, the money that they received. They kept it. They hid the bill of materials from us. We won't forget that. If y'all are foolish enough to let Pintard become prime minister of this country, so be it. All right? But y'all will have to suffer. All he is a puppet for Brent Simonet. For Brent Simonet to take control of this country and destroy Andres and be in charge of everything that he wants. Finally, that's his dark plan to use his puppet to do that. And so the reason I'm releasing these persons is so that everyone can know the people who hate this country. Because you have to hate this country if you want us to go back under the FNM and what they put us through. Pintard was a part of that. When the supplies reached for Abaco and Grand Bahama, the cabinet discussed it. And so they know the supplies was here. And they hid that together. I never heard Pintard saying, hey, what happened to those supplies that reached? Where did they go? I need that for my people in Grand Bahama. I never heard him say that. He never stood up for the people. And so I got a chance to speak to some of the people on this list that I'm about to reveal to you. This is a prospective candidate list. I got a chance to speak to some of them. And some of them said, yeah, the FNM did bad, but Nobody's perfect, one of them said. One of them said, man, I just want to get in. And the party, the country normally swings. So this time they can swing to the F. This is what the person said. They can swing to the FNM. And so I'll just be in. And the next person said, I want to make change. And I want to make a change. I believe if I get in there, I can make a change. I said, but every MP says that. And then no change happens. They realize that once they get in there, they can't do nothing like Vaughn Miller. And like everyone else who thought that they could make a change. And they just got silenced or cut down. Remember what happened to the FNM4? Travis Robinson had to go back to minutes with his tail between his legs and sit down and shut up. The rest of them were cast away. Going in a party, some people ask me, why don't you just join the FNM and try to do it from the inside? Going in a party, all that happens is they destroy you. Jesus said, you don't put the new wine in the old bottle. It bursts. Do not put the new wine in the old bottle. So when the FNM comes and say, oh, you're bringing a bunch of new people, these new people, they're entrepreneurs and this and that, you don't put new in old. Pintard, we will never forget what y'all did. But here's the list of FNMs. So this is 60 plus that I'm going to name to you. They say they have 82. All right. There's a couple that I'm not going to name. But I'll start with Frazette Gibson. Frazette Gibson is one of those persons who want to run for the FNM. Brad McPhee wants to run for Long Island. They were going to put for Safent there, but they decided they won't. Their Secretary General, they won't put him there. They're going to put Brad McPhee there, the pilot. Kendall Culmer, the FNM troll from Grand Bahama, he wants to run. Marlene Minus, who's always been like a little secretary for Pintard, she wants to run. She's applied to run. Marco Carey has applied to run. So if you know these people who hate this country, all right, to have the mindset to want Brent Simonet to rule this country, for Fred Smith to come and destroy this country with immigration, as Pintard does what he's told, because Fred Smith is going to fund Pintard. The FNM going to spend plenty of money. Travis Robinson has applied. These people who've been to the class already. Travis Robinson has applied. Iram Lewis has applied. Arintia Komalafi has applied. Well, Travis Robinson wants to go in Fort Charlotte, I'm told. Arintia is in Carmichael campaigning. Brian Brown ran in Golden Eyes last time. He will run there again. Karen Shepard wants to run again. I can't believe, she had turned on, these wicked FNM parties. She is a farmer and she knows what the FNM and the oligarchs did to farming in this country, destroyed farming. She knows that firsthand. I've had conversations with her, but yet she's still going to go up underneath the people who destroyed farming because they import food. Cassius Stewart has applied. He wants to run in South Eleuthera. D'Angelo Ferguson has applied. Darren Henfield has applied. You want to go back in Abaco after what he did to them Abaco people? Jesus. Come, Darren, you're welcome to run. Come run. David Daxon has applied. Dr. Trevor Johnson has applied. Trevor Johnson Jr. Inga Boswick has applied. She's going to run. Chanel Ferguson, who's in Fox Hill before, has applied. Charlene Reed, Dr. Charlene Reed, she's a dentist in Grand Bahama. She actually was my classmate in Prince Williams. She is applied. All right. Gerardo Roll has applied. Mandel Miller has applied. So Mandel, who y'all know Mandel, he's been on social media a lot, used to be on Unique Miller show. He's applied. He won't run. Michael Pintard has applied. He won't run. Renwood Wells has applied. Denari Roll wants to run in Pinewood. Denari Roll and two other persons want to run in Pinewood. Denari is the fellow who they normally have on the radio talking. He works for, I think he works for water and sewage, so he works for government, but he's campaigning for the FNM right now. I don't know how you do that when you work for government. So Denari, if you really work for water and sewage, you work for government. But he's normally campaigning for the FNM. I think he's their vice chairman or deputy chairman, something like that. But that's Denari role. He wants to run in Pinewood. I don't know where he's going. But Crazy Thompson has applied. Omar Isaacs. Remember, they were talking about bringing a ferry boat to West Grand Bahama. Well, Omar Isaacs was one of the persons who was organizing that, and so he has applied to run for the FNM, and so he's behind the scenes, I guess, with the FNM trying to do whatever. He worked along with Crazy Thompson when Crazy Thompson was running in, when Crazy Thompson was in government in Grand Bahama. Maxine Seymour, the senator, she has applied. Michael Folks has applied again. Michael Turnquest has also applied. That's the Turnquest fellow, the bright fellow who's normally on the TV. Y'all know him. Mike Holmes has applied. Nicholas Fox has applied. I think he's a doctor. Nicole Martin has applied. Yeah, she won't run in Nassau Village again. Angelo, they said David Doxson is trying to run for Michael. All right. So, yeah, so someone says, so Stuart run on the FNM ticket? Yes. Stuart, after years of talking bad with the FNM, went there under Ingram. Ingram treated him badly, talked to him like a boy, talked bad with them, saying there's a little jokers running down there. And after that, Cassius didn't want to run with them the next time, but he's going right back to running with the FNM. He has applied. All right. He's applied. I'm telling you what I know. All right. I don't ever speak something I don't know. Where am I? Nicole Martin. Oh, Angelo Smith. Angelo Smith has also applied. So Shamia Miller, I hope I pronounced it right. Shamia Miller has applied. Stephen Hall has applied. Stephen Hall ran for the COI in the last general election. And then I guess he moved on. People ask me why he didn't let him run for the by-election, because I knew things. All right. And now we see that he's applied for the FNM. All right. And so Stephen Hall has applied to run for the FNM. All right. And so, yeah. And so always be wary of people who are opening your eyes, telling you about the FNM and PLP, and then they go run right up underneath them because they just want to get in. All right. All right. Next is Travania Clark. She's a lifelong FNM. She wants to run in Pinewood. She applied for Pinewood or Angliston, either one of them. She applied for Pinewood or Angliston. So she is the niece of Byron Woodside, who betrayed the FNM and went over to the PLP. And I've known her for a long time. She wants to run in Pinewood or in Angliston. She applied for both. Wellington Miller wants to run. William Hunt has applied to run also. Penn Mackey has applied. Peter Murray, who is in charge of all of the marinas. Peter Murray, he's the person who's outspoken about the marinas and what's going on with them and how the government, he's speaking about the government and speaking, ill of how they are dealing with the marinas. Peter Murray. So Peter Murray has applied to run with the FNM. All right. And so the problem that starts happening is people start to say, hold on, y'all behind the scenes saying stuff, but that's really because y'all trying to promote the FNM. All right. So next, Quentin Pesenti. He ran in Angliston last time. I don't know where he going to run this time because he knew he couldn't win there. He got So the fewest amount of votes in the FNM. Quentin V. Pacenti. Richard Boudon wants to run. Rudon. Richard Rudon wants to run. Ramona Farquharson has applied also. Ramona Farquharson. I know she had wanted to run in Pinewood a couple of times and they didn't work out. But this time it looks like she's trying to go in Bamboo Town. All right. So that's Ramona Farquharson, the lawyer. She has applied to run. Roscoe Thompson has applied. So after all this time talking about the bad treatment of the government, bad treatment of the FNM in Abaco, in South Abaco, he is going now to sing for his supper. And so if the people of Abaco trust him, because he was outspoken. I mean, he was, with the FNM there. And he saw what they did, but now he's up underneath them. And so the problems with the FNM wasn't Minnis. Minnis had to do what he's told. The people who finance the FNM is who run things. You all don't understand how politics works. All right? And so some of it was Minnis' bad behavior, but he was doing what he was told. He was told, you can't give those supplies to the Bahamian people in Abaco and Grand Bahama because we will not be able to sell our lumber. And then the government will make less money for business license fees, and they will make less money in VAT. So you can't give it to them. Make the Bahamian people have to buy it. Like ministers like, but they give it to we supposed to do that. Hide it. And Minnis did what his bosses told him. This is how serious this is, y'all. So Pintard is going to be worse. Minnis had a little bit of money, all right? Pintard has nothing except for what he got from Fred Smith. So that's Roscoe Thompson selling his soul. Michaela Barnett Ellis, the daughter of Michael Ellis, so she's a historic FNM, wants to run. I think they're trying to get in Kalani. We'll see what happens. Heather McDonald wants to run in Angleton. Now, I don't know about her financial situation. I don't want to say that none yet, but she wants to run in Angleton. Heather, that's a rough one. That's Heather McDonald. Howard Ricky Mackey wants to run. He has applied to run again. Jay Higgs has applied to run. Jacqueline Penn Knowles has applied. Jasmine Darius has applied. No, she is the prophetess woman who's from Freeport. Jay Philippe works to ZNS. He is a sportscaster on ZNS. So he has applied with the FNM to run. Jeremy Sweeting has applied. Dwayne Sands has applied. Ellsworth Johnson has applied. Frankie Campbell has applied. Gadville McDonald has applied. All right. I can leave that there. All right. I won't call any other names. A couple more names, about 10 more. I'll leave them. One works the A&L group of companies. I'll say that much. One works the A&L. Oh, Heather Hunt. I got to say that. Heather Hunt has applied. She wants to run also. Someone who owns the View Beach Rentals has also applied. I'll leave that right there. Deborah is someone who is with Stop the Steal. There's someone who's organizing Stop the Steal along with those other people who are doing that. But Deborah is a hardcore FNM. And so I told you all the FNM is working with that Stop the Steal thing, but Deborah who's a part of that, is a part of Stop the Steal. And so you see what's happening. Pintard has a strategy in that he tries to deceive the people. That's his plan. Oh, also someone who works to Orkin, Bahamas. I'll leave it right there. Orkin, Bahamas. Orkin, Bahamas. So what Pintard does is he tries to let someone go out there, props him up, and then lets them, once they get a good following, let them endorse the FNM. That's what he did under Minnis as the chairman with Renard Henfield. Remember that remarch thing? Well, let me tell you, Reynard Eric did not sell out to the FNM. He did not switch and go to the FNM after he's made an offer. Reynard Eric Henfield, John Bostwick, and Michael Pintard together organized and structured We March. They planned We March from the beginning. He didn't just sell out because Minutes wasn't getting any traction. He had rallies and no one came to it. He had the rally in the alley, no one came. He couldn't get any traction because Ingram was letting his supporters not go. And so they had to figure out something. So Minutes and Pintard and them got together and said, okay, let's push this other movement, make it look like it's something good. Start with the one Carmichael thing. Make it look like you're about politics. You don't care about politics. You're just about your constituency. And then you turn it into something else. So it branched into We March and say it ain't about politics. And you keep saying that, even though John Bostwick was right there and he ran, and he's a hard FNM. But people fell for that. And it was FNMs mostly who was coming to their marches. But in any event, after it got popular and popular, then he did what the plan was from the beginning, put on the red hat and say, hey, I go with the FNM. And that's what he does. And so, he did the same thing with Omar Archer. He gave him information, propped him up, and let him be the one out there giving the information against Perry Christie and them. That's how he does. Now he has another fella who's in the States, I won't call his name, who Pintard gives information to put out there on the Bahamian people. All right, I've been a victim of that recently. But Pintard is the one behind that. You remember I told you, Michael Pintard is behind that and the information being put out there. Remember Bahamas News Mobile? When that started up, it was just a Facebook page. They were talking neutral. There was no FNM stuff. They were showing the dead bodies all the time, and the count was rising and rising, and they was putting stuff that was just general. Then when it was time for election, boom, FNM this, FNM that. It was promoting the FNM. That's what Pintard does to fool the Bahamian people. And so he's at it again. All right. And so now he's going to get these social media trolls and other people. They're going to give information about the crime and the criminals and what's going on. And you're going to see them throw softballs at Pintard, just softballs at him, and then mash up Brave Davis, mash up COI, put stuff out there on us. And so that's going to show you that Pintard is behind it. Let's not fool for the old tricks. All right? All right? All right. All right. So that's how it is. All right. Phone line still open, 803-5995, 803-5995. I had a lot of documents I wanted to show you. And again, I showed all of those documents in good faith. All right. I showed all of those documents in good faith because we are being deceived. They're telling you the country is doing good when the country is doing awful. If you got to pay $8 to $10 for eggs, the country is horrible. If you got to pay $1,500 for a one-bedroom apartment, the country is in horrible shape. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hey, Lincoln. Good evening.
Good evening.
That's some stuff we always suspected, and now we're seeing it. I hope the Bahamian people are going to wake up. It's not about, for me, it's not about any individual, any party. It's about the last 51 years. And what have we done? The U.S. is 249 years old. We're over 500 years old.
Wow, it's true.
Should we look worse than them? Or when they get 500, will they look how we look?
Wow.
So you could look at this thing two different ways. Maybe we're the indication of where they're going, or we're the embarrassment that we should look better than Miami and New York by now after 500 years.
That's true.
So you see, we know we need a forensic audit. I believe the U.S. is doing Dodge, but we need a forensic audit on our treasury. And we need it to go all the way back to 1900. Audit the king, queen, everybody.
and audit straight through, so we can see where our money went. Because what's going to happen when you keep giving all these bonds and all these loans, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get called in.
Yeah.
You borrow money on the backs of your people. I don't think the people understand listening. Oh, that's only the government money. No, it's your money. They're going to be in their big house, yacht, boat, helicopter, whatever, and you're going to be left paying the bill. And how that happens is 20% VAT. England pays 20. You've been to England.
Wow.
On average, they pay 20%. So best global practices. Those are the words we love to use. Let's just put it to 20. So what would eggs be? $19? You see, some places in America now they're paying between $5 and $19. That was on MSNBC. I got the clip in case they want to see it. So what's double 19? $38? And this is U.S. money.
Yeah.
See, when we look at the cost of living here, gasoline, $5.50, eggs, $10. Nobody in the great United States of America that they say they're going to make great again could pay $10 U.S. for eggs or $5.50 U.S. dollars for gas. But how long will we have that privilege of having the same value as the U.S. dollar? Because in Jamaica, they pay $1,650 for some eggs. So I don't understand what the plan is, but I know if you ever given the chance and get in there, Lincoln, it's so easy to get the oil, to get the natural gas. Bahamians don't even know that we have oil and natural gas. Dr. Hubert Minnis, under his administration, dug for oil, and we found oil. Anyone ever told you the quality of the oil? Was it good, or the cheap stuff?
That they
Nobody,
found?
huh? Nobody's speaking. Is Trump coming over here? Will he be looking to get some of our oil and natural gas? And who will benefit? The citizens? And that sovereign wealth fund. I remember you talking to those people.
Yeah.
And now he's done a sovereign wealth fund 249 years in, and we ain't done one in 500 and 30-some years?
Yeah.
51 years. You think if they wanted you to have a sovereign wealth fund, you would have had it by now? You didn't even get to hospital.
Yeah, it's someone on social media or Facebook was trying to make fun, saying, they don't believe I talked to, Trump's any of Trump's advisors.
No, I remember when you did it.
Yeah, they were here.
And you even had some on radio.
Yeah.
And they were talking about crypto.
Yeah.
And I told them about carbon neutral crypto in a smart city in West End that would have turned Graham Bahama around. But anyway, and they said that, wow, that's a smart guy. But the thing is, we go and take loans. You called off so much loans there for so much foreign things. My head is still spinning. I was trying to write them down. Anyway, Lincoln, it's going to be fun to watch. The people have one chance. They could do what they want to do. And if they do what they've been doing, they could expect to get what they've been getting.
Yeah.
But can't say you didn't give them the chance. Anyway, good one.
Thank you, man. Appreciate your call. All right. So someone says, so Lincoln, did C. Allen lie when he said, not say, what am I saying? I read two things one time. Did Brave Davis lie to the Bahamian people when he said that he paid $1 billion on our debt? You can always tell when Brave is lying because you see his lips move. Once Brave's lips are moving, he's lying. All right? He's lying. Someone said block C. Allen. All right. So if C. Allen wants to call, he can call. He has a chance now. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have Vision 2030 is going to be released on March 1st. Make sure you are there. It is the first step, the beginning of taking this country to the next level. We want you to be there and witness it. It's going to be at the Fusion Superplex. So we are booking out the entire movie theater because we're going to be showing you stuff on the screen, because our shadow ministers are going to be, and we're going to announce our shadow ministers, and they're going to be letting you know about the plan for the Bahamian people, the vision for the new Bahamas, the vision that's focused on the people and how we can empower the people, not just a vision for healthcare, but that's not the focus, but a vision for the healthcare workers, the nurses, a vision for the doctors, a vision for the other healthcare workers, a vision for the patients, not just a vision for crime or national security, but a vision for the police officers, a vision for the custom officers, a vision for the defense force officers, vision for the prison workers. We're going to take this to the next level, Bahamas. It's time for a vision that focuses on making the Bahamian people number one in this country, making the Bahamian people great in this country. Because this country is for us and this country is ours. And we are going to be what this nation is about for the first time. Vision 2030, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for it March 1st at 7 p.m. at the Fusion Superplex. So make sure you are there. No so-called the third party, although that's not what we are. We are the alternative party, has ever done the things that the COI has done. And I'm very proud of all of you who are making this happen. And so, C. Allen, come on, call in. Call in. I see everyone talking to you. I can't see your text, but come in, man. Call in. Call in. You have something to say? Come call in and say it, man. Don't be a coward. Ladies and gentlemen, there are also going to be Freetown walkabouts by our candidate, Olivia Ingram Griffin. And so on Mondays and Tuesdays, all right, every Monday and every Tuesday. So February 3rd and February 4th, February 10th and February 11th, February 17th, 17th, and 18th, February 24th, and 25th. All right. So that's what she's gonna be walking every Monday and Tuesday. She's going to be walking. So if you want to assist her, please do that. I have suspended my walks in Pinewood until after Vision 2030. We are working hard to bring that out and bring that to you. I want to thank everybody who contributed to our dollar drive. It rained a couple of times, so I want to thank you for contributing to that. We appreciate your contribution. You help us fight for this country. And again, you can go to our office in Pinewood at any time, every single day. We are there from 10 to 4 every single day. Someone is there. They can collect your donations, and also these links. You can also donate via these links. That's the GoFundMe. If you're anywhere in the world, including in the US, if you're in the Bahamas, you can donate to this link. All right, in the Bahamas, this one. All right. So, or just go to our website and look for donate, and you'll be able to donate by doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for the day. We appreciate you. Oh Lord, someone is still calling in. Let's take this last call before we go. Good evening, caller. You're live.
Yes, good evening, Mr. President.
All right, you're the last caller.
Yes, good evening, Bahamas. Good evening, COI 242 Nation. You know, Mr. President, it is so shameful, being downtown in the downtown area. If you go into Pompey Square in the middle of the day, which belongs to the Bahamian people, and tells of part of our story of freedom from slavery. And in Pompey Square, you have bathrooms in Pompey Square that are public bathrooms that are closed.
Wow.
Because it is understood that because guys sells drugs out of the public bathroom, they lock them. What a lousy excuse. But the thing is, we have a stage in Pompey Square, and there's no Bahamian music, no Bahamian culture going on downtown Nassau, other than straw work. Well, basically, souvenirs from the Chinese warehouse further down by the old Chinese hotel, motel, whatever that is. that they buy and take into the straw market and sell and resell over. And in Bombay Square, there's a Chinese lady plaiting touch leaves, just like everybody else plaiting the hats and straw work. I tried to figure out, what is this Chinese lady doing in Bombay Square, selling her wares? On top of that, then you have Haitian nationals walking down Bay Street, selling their wares on the main Bay Street, and Bahamian citizens who work in the straw market cannot even come out to the straw market to solicit business. But the mere fact that we have the port with a stage in the middle of the day, the tourists have, there's no activities, no Bahamian culture. What happens to our entertainers? Is there a plan for our Bahamian entertainers in the middle of the day? Is there anything? There's no fire dancing, no limbo, no none of that stuff. Nothing going on. Only American music, some Jamaican music, a lot of Indian music playing all day downtown Nassau.
Yeah. We got to change that, man. And we're going to release our plan for what's actually going to happen on Bay Street. And I think the people are going to be pleased with it. All right. Our plan for tourism is already completed and ready to go. And so we're going to release the transformation of Bay Street, along with other things that's going to happen out there. And so we think the Bahamian people are going to be pleased. All right.
Yeah. So thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for standing up for us. Thank you for standing up for the Bahamian people and being the voice of reason and the freedom of information. Because the FNM, the opposition, and that is quiet like a church mouse.
Yeah.
Pintat is weak.
Yeah. All right. And so if you hear them candidates who has applied, you might as well try something new. You might as well try the ZOI. All right. All they can do is be puppets for Brent Simonet and Fred Smith. Yeah. All right. Thanks for your call. So, ladies and gentlemen, our country is on life support. And, again, Section 47 of the Freedom of Information Act, the whistleblower section of it, I released that information based on that because I believe that the government has been dishonest. That's my honest belief. I don't believe that the government should be giving out loans to Bahamas Air because it seems to be a way to cook the books. And they have not told us. I've never heard them say they were giving loans. They made it sound like they were giving injections into Bahamas Air, but they never told us how it was. Because if you keep giving them loans and they're not paying back, one, if they're not able to pay back, the loan is unlawful based on the act. And two, if they're not paying you back, then you're putting that down as an asset. And if you're not, why don't we see it? All right. And I'm looking in your declaration and your statements that I've read. I'm not seeing that in there. And so I'm going to look again for that to see what the situation is. And so we release that information, like I said, in good faith, because our country's in trouble, man. And we're tired of seeing people sleeping on the streets. They're sleeping in bus stops now, sleeping on the beaches, etc. And it's sickening. And so if the government goes after whoever they think gave us this information, well, they have to fire way up top, but that's illegal, according to Section 47 of the Act. And so what we want you to do is give us our Freedom of Information Act. Did you all see how simple that was? They say, oh, it's too expensive to do it. How expensive was that? You have the information, just release it. Get a website, scan it in, put the information on the website. Or when someone applies to ask for the information, you have files, you have filing cabinets. You go in the filing cabinet and you get the information. It's simple as that. All right, let me take this last call. I know I said the last one was the last call, but let me take this last call. I'll call you live. Good night.
Man, we have someone in this chat, right? Why we don't answer Mr. C. Allen being for night, man, all night, man?
Yeah, he is
being annoying, man. Answer him, man. He put him on blast for us, man.
I don't see his comments. I guess too much comments are moving through. I told him to just call in. That's the simplest way.
He's looking for a debate, but he refused to
Well, that shows you that he doesn't want that, and he will not have a debate with me. Tell him send Pintard. He's a prostitute for Pintard. I don't debate with prostitutes.
Right, and so that's all I got to say tonight. Be faithful now.
Thank you, man. Yeah, tell him to send Pintard. That's simple, man. If you want any questions, give it to Pintard. Tell Pintard come debate me. As simple as that. All right. If you are a leader of a party, then you could come debate me, but tell Pintard come. All right. We don't have time to waste with trolls who are sent here to distract. You hate your country, and we know that. You said that the PLP screwed you over on some deal you had, and you're doing this because you hope the FNM will do it for you. But I don't think that's going to happen either. But if you want to sell out yourself and this is your way to do it, then so be it. But send Pintard. All right? As simple as that. Send Pintard and tell him debate. And I gave you the chance to call in. Call in, and I'll give you 30 seconds. Call in. Let's see. Let's see what kind of courage you have. No? No? No, hey. I know. You need to be in a position where you can Google. All right. No problem. But send Pintard, and even put a little earpiece in his ear so you can tell him the answers, or give him the questions and the answers ahead of time. Let him bring his cheat sheet. And don't give me the questions ahead of time. Just help him out as much as you can and send him. All right. Simple as that. And then the PLPs, you all send Brave. Let's see if he can debate. Let's see if he can even speak. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. There's much more to be released to you. I do this because, the main people have been lied to for so long. They told us there was no natural resources. And then look, we released the documents and there was natural resources. I told you there was carbon credits before the election. They said Lincoln Bean is selling dreams. Don't listen to him. Carbon credits is a scam. That's a lie. That's not true. Now that's all they're talking about. Are you going to believe the people who've been lying to you, or are you going to believe the person who was telling you the truth? Everything I says turned out to be the truth. Everything. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Vision 2030 is coming. Make sure you are there. And so go and enjoy the rest of your Super Bowl for those who watch it. The NFL and straight, they're making billions. I want my people to make billions. So we're going to make our country great. That's what I'm all about right now. All right. So thank you all for tuning in. God bless you. And I love you. See you next Sunday.